Thank you. Good evening. It's nice to have everyone here tonight. I hope we are all doing well. It's been quite some time before since we last met, and yeah, it's nice to be back from our very short break. Um, Tonight we'll be discussing about relocation, and we'll be, obviously talking about the pros, the cons, the reasons for making such decisions. And tonight we have um Oluwayinka Ojo Ayansola. She's going to be discussing with us, and then afterwards, she would just give us an insight to what we are really going to be discussing today. And then afterwards, we can all ask questions. It's going to be a very open air thing tonight. Yeah. I would now hand over to Oluwayinka Ojo, and she would introduce herself. Please, you will introduce yourself before you start with the topic, before we dive into the topic tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And can you hear me?
Yes, loud and
Okay.
clear.
So I just want to thank the organizer of this podcast, and I'm really honored to be here. Well, like you said, my name is Oluwayinka Ayansola-Ojo, and I'm a civil engineer. I'm also a product supporter specialist. I'm a mother. I'm also not full-time chef, but yeah, I'm also into cooking and the likes, catering and the likes. And my expertise is not just limited to that. I'm also a freelancer UI UX designer, which I've been doing for years. Yeah, so thank you very much. And thank you
Speaks,
for having me on the show.
yes, speaks career woman, yeah. So yeah, it would be great for you to discuss the topic with us. We are talking about relocation. Who decides whether it's the man, whether it's the woman, and another thought is could also be the children. Maybe there's a particular thing that you want your child to experience in a different location, and then it could also be the trigger for such move. So yeah, I'll just let you have the space.
So yeah, regarding the topic, I will first want us to understand the relocation itself. Uh, sometimes it is not about moving abroad, but changing your uh, maybe environment, moving entirely to another place, town, or country, continent entirely. Yeah, and maybe to set up there anew or to have your business, family, education. But in this context, I believe we're talking regarding our partners. And
Yeah.
yeah, so there are some things that we really need to consider when we are talking about relocation, which you've mentioned briefly some. Why are you relocating? The relationship that is making you relocate, is it based on partnership? Is it based on marriage? Is it based on business? There are business proposals and forms of couples. We've heard a lot of things when the whole jackpot thing came more popular in our world. So you first of all have to understand why you are relocating. And if this is partnership, is it just meant to last for some years or for eternity? Are we doing this because of business? Because we just have to come together and two of us wants to leave the country and just come together like a couple, And I know in our society, partnership is not really something that is recognized. But when I got to Germany, I realized if you live together 2 years with someone, they automatically tag you people like they're in a partnership kind of a relationship. So it's kind of acknowledged here. So you have to first of all understand why you are relocating, and this will bring us to a whole lot of other factors. When you relocate, the location, first of all, for a woman or a man, there are some things you need to consider before thinking of relocation. Where you are relocating to, does it align with your own career, with your goal, with your mental space? Is it a place to see yourself in years to come, or is it just like a stepping stone for you to another place entirely? And if you plan in your partnership, marriage, coming together, business, couple proposal, whatever you guys have together, is it in line with the purpose, the location that we are traveling? Because career is very important. I'm a living witness. Safety is important. Mental health is important. I would say from the world that came from. We only recognize the monetary aspect of relocation while we fail to address other things. I could remember when I was cutting my husband. Initially, part of what strained or elongated the whole relationship is the fear of me relocating. Because where I was, I have something doing. I have worked so hard to be in that position. And thank God for him. Right from onset, it came clean and clear. Where you are coming to, you first of all drop your engineer title. You are starting all over again. So I have to search within myself. Am I ready for this commitment? Over 7 years of me practicing as an engineer and getting the highest degree in Nigeria and current certificate with a lot of money, reading and everything. And my present company, the level at which I've attained, what I am earning. Am I ready to leave all this to start again? He now told me one bitter truth that you starting again, you don't even know where you are heading to. Because yeah, I don't know myself. We are all gambling with this thing. Are you ready? And I could remember we were on it for like a year, and I told him, I am not ready. How can I go to school with the whole ASU thing? I spent 7 years in engineering. I've spent another 7 years practicing. And you are, because I want to marry, I should leave everything and come and start all over again. The second thing is, it made it clear that where he is not his final destination. He has another location in view. Are you ready? When you come here, you start all over. You still move to another location to start all over. So these and many more things you have to bring into factor and come to like a balanced ground before actually relocating. So there are so many factors we have to put in place. Where you are going to, do you see yourself there? Or you are just going with the bandwagon of Japa? Of a truth, we have so many businesses in Nigeria that are thriving that if you have some certain amount, it's not advisable to collapse everything and go and start all over again. Another thing is age that you have to put into factor. The way someone that just graduated from uni in Africa will come here and start all over, it's not the same way a 50 years old will come and start all over for relocation. Can you guarantee that where you are going to, your mental health will not be at stake? Can you guarantee for the purpose of people in marriage or cordial relationship that want to have children, is that where you want to raise your kids? Do you see yourself raising your kids there? And can you trust your partner enough that when the stakes are high, where you are relocating to, he or she will not chicken out on you and leave you all to yourself? Do you trust your partner enough? Hope your mental health is not at stake, because part of what I had to come to terms with, no matter what, I can only go to the United States of America for vacation. I don't see myself raising kids there. I don't want it. Can you come to terms with that? Hope it's not that after 5 years, when you have your way, you bring it up that let us relocate to this place. I don't like it. Things I've read, experiences from close relatives, from friends, I don't see my kids in such environments. So there are a whole lot of things that you have to settle within yourself. Relocation is not something that's put in another person's hands to determine for you. You should determine it by yourself by considering so many factors which I have mentioned them. Am I okay to start all over again? Hope I do not care if I get them and there is no family member. Am I strong enough to be all enough for myself? Some people actually love. See some people where they'll be like, oh, I have opportunity to relocate to this place. I have opportunity. My family, they are more in this place. I would love to go there so that my children. And your partner, is your partner comfortable in such environments? That is where mental health comes in.
Yeah.
Hope your family, hope she's in cordial relationship or is in cordial relationship to settle around your family members. So we have to put a whole lot of things in place when we're talking about communication, and things that we need to also check in with our partner, be it man or woman. Proper communication must be in place regarding the location. Okay, what next? If I come now and leave everything behind, what is the plan that you have for me or that we are going to be doing? Are you studying? Am I studying? Are you working? Am I working? Okay, which career? Have we even made proper maybe we've asked around to have proper information, enough information about where we are going, that this is what we are going to do. Are we just going on vibes and all in the name of everyone is leaving the country? Let us just leave. Because I've had situation whereby I'll use a colleague of mine as an example. She was the accountant of the firm I was working with. And luckily for her, she was very young. When I got transferred to Lagos, I met her at the site. She was the accountant and she was just 22 years old. And she was already going through with her ICANN. I think she has just one last phase of the ICANN. And we finished the project. I moved to another project on those days. And she got transferred again after some months. And before you know it, she finished her ICANN and she was earning big when she submitted her certificates. You know, at 23 or 24, these guys already collected close to 500,000 back then in Nigeria. A young girl of 24. And with my company, you tend to spend little. They provide us with accommodation, feeding allowance every week. Even though I was not earning up to her based on my own distance, but based on allowances and everything, I still earn above half of what she's earning. And I don't have husband, I don't have children, I only have my parents, I don't have younger siblings. Like the money is just always there resting. And when I left, she moved to the headquarters, more promotions for her at maybe 26. And she got another kid. Part of the white people that were working with, they got a job in Djibouti. And she got another gig to go and work with them in Djibouti. And I know she was someone that has always been keen on, I want to relocate, I want to relocate to Canada. You know, she has been trying, it's not working out. So when I left, she was asking, so she came up with like, okay, even if it's UK, she's going to go. Now, okay, they're going to do legal marriage with her boyfriend, and probably he's going to go with students. She would go as a dependent. So she just, she was on my, she's on my Instagram and we just check up on each other. And one day she said, oh, I'm now in UK. I said, oh, good for you. Just for her to call me one day and she was crying. And I'm like, what happened? And she used to call me Engine. And she was like, Engine, I think I want to run mad. I said, what happened? He said, can you imagine me? There's always having office AC. I have company car with driver. I'm not working in warehouse. All my body
Reality.
is paining me. And she's a girl that is used to soft life because the family she comes from, she's not from a family. They are not rich, but they're absolutely okay.
Comfortable.
As at that time, her parents are not looking up to her to collect anything from her. They are okay. So she's just keeping all her money, keeping. And she was crying that, oh, my body's paining me. I can't even, I'm the only one working. My partner came in as a student. We can't even take money to eat proper meals because we want to meet up with school fees. I'm jumping from one bus to another. And I said, please, can we see to video call? That was where all hell broke loose. She said, no. I said, why? So I insisted. I said, no, I just want to see your face. My baby, this, that, and that. Lo and behold, when she sees the video call, I was almost crying myself. I hadn't made her hair in maybe months. And she was just like, the school fees is so much that she feels guilty and feels pressure that if she takes 70 pounds, 120 pounds to go and make her, it will even affect their savings. Her hair is just there, rumpled and everything. I could remember it took a whole lot of me with Bible, with physical, with everything. She can't calm her down that day. Always checking up on her and everything. So, and she was like, there is no community here. I don't even know anyone where we are. There's no physical church. Even that, Angie, if there's even church, I will be entering it in the clip church or something. I really felt for her. She said, you only showed me the glamorous part of traveling out. You only sent me your cool pictures. You never told me it was not easy, that we have to come and face it.
Yeah.
So, I felt bad because even me at a point, I feel, oh, if I want to send picture back up to anyone back home, I should be in my best attire. Let me paint a perfect picture and everything. And not even just that. When you tell some people that it is not easy here, they don't understand it. They do not understand it.
Yeah, they always feel like you don't want them to come as
Exactly.
well. Killjoy.
At some point, she called me. She said, how did you do study with motherhood? Like, how did you get pregnant again? I'm just like, I prepared for it. I planned for it. I was lucky enough to have a partner that was here and told me, you are starting all over again. You are going to forget your title that you have been controlling hundreds of men. Yeah, your dad, this one, this one. You are starting. There will not be money. Even if there's money to be factory job for now, as a student, you have limited time to work. And not just that, the region where you're coming to, are you open to learning language? It's not English speaking country. So that too, I think is very important because I've had to speak with a lot of spouse, let me say women now, and they will say, why will my husband even look at Germany to choose of all other countries that they're not even speaking English? I think language also matters.
Yeah.
Are you open to learn new language if the place they are relocating to, they are not going to be speaking your national language or
Yeah.
something? Because I myself, I struggled with it. Even though I'm prepared and everything, I still struggled with it. At a point, I had to my struggles and worry to motivate myself. Being in a class and you are in a group and people are talking and they're saying, I graduated last year, I graduated 2 years ago. And they sort of labeled you as the grammar of the class. And you have to reevaluate yourself that what am I doing here? And again, if you are coming to learn, are you ready to really read? It's not like our Africa's studies or Nigerian study. Are you ready to read? Hope you are going to come and not chicken out that my partner did not tell me I'm going to read this much. You are going to read in this country. There is no two ways. Are you ready to embrace their culture? That's another important factor. You are going to unlearn and relearn so many things. On a lighter note, I remember when I was pregnant, anytime I get to my gynecologist and I tell her, why are you always giving me appointments? 1 p.m. in the sun, in my country, pregnant women, we don't go at 1 p.m. We use pain, evil spirits, that, blah, blah. Thank God she was also an Afghan. She looked at me one day, she said, Florence, you still this African place. I don't want to hear from you again. It was actually a hard pill for me to swallow, but my mom cannot lie. My mom and my mother-in-law, they are telling me this. You are telling me this.
Yeah.
And one day she sat me down and told me that, have you ever wondered that women, they're also giving birth here, and there is nothing that is happening. They are not doing all those things they are saying.
No, you now still try to convince yourself that they are not black.
Yeah. So when it comes to relocation, you have to be open-minded. Are you sure you are not the rich type of person that when it comes to, especially training of kids, maybe when you're coming with children, are you ready to embrace their culture, their food, their culture when it comes to your children, the policies of children rights and everything, no beating of your children. They don't go to grocery until 6 years. And where you're coming from, I've heard from so many mothers, my child came at 3 years, she's already writing 1 to 100. Are you ready to come to terms with that?
Mm.
They're going to take your child back. Maybe your child's already in secondary school. Are you ready to come to terms? That your child is already in SS1, they're taking your ship back to GSS. Are you ready to live with that? Hope you're not going to feel like a failure. Hope you're not going to be like they're attacking you or attacking your race. So when it comes to relocation, for the introductory part, I would just like to conclude with it is nobody's place to decide for anybody. You have to understand the reason why you are relocating yourself. You have to come to terms with the pros and cons that is attached to the particular location you are going to. Are you ready to start all over again? And do you trust your partner enough to do that journey? He or she. There are thousands of marriages broken up during this whole pandemic of relocating. When we got there, he or she started writing on the policies, the positivity, the rights and everything. No more listening, no more doing this, no riding on the waves. Are you ready to understand that it's going to be a whole new empowerment for your partner when he or she relocates? The way you have been dealing back home is not the way, or the way you have been seeing couples relate back home. It's not going to be the way here. It's your spouse, with the career, it's your time, the children. Hope is not anybody's place to fight for you. He is a man that is already working and everything just because the wife has opportunity to be here. You're coming and learning German language and you're going to class, a 50 years old man and everything. Where are you going to start from? There should be proper measures that are put in place. You should be able to trust and bank on your partner. And that is when I will come in with, if there is an agreement and undertaking that you guys need to sign before carrying out the relocation, please do.
Okay.
Please do. Because it's a whole lot. It is a whole lot. So thank you for that. If you have any question, I will welcome that. Yeah.
I have quite a number of questions, but yeah, let me just yeah, thank you so much for the very detailed explanation. Um I have a few things I wrote down while you were speaking, talking about the purpose of relocating, not making it only about the monetary aspect of it. And starting all over again struck me, so to say, because this question, at some point, I was also going to interrupt, but I wanted you to just land that, yeah, you gave the scenario of moving from the home country, especially abroad. But I'm also thinking about how about, for example, I'm already living in Berlin and I have a job in Berlin, and my husband probably also works in Berlin, but he got a better offer. And then he says, okay, we are now going to, where can that be? Bavaria, somewhere with maybe for just to say that maybe somewhere with very strong maybe language issues, or somewhere that's not really open for my own career type, because I also have a job, a well-paying job. And then, because in your scenario now, we are painting the picture of very good, the man did very well to say all of these things, but I'm now imagining that it was the woman who had this opportunity, and the man has to start all over again. He has to be open to learning new culture. He has to be open to looking for another job in this new place, this whatever place that we are relocating to. Is this going to be the same story? Will
Well,
they accept to do the same thing? That's why there's a question, who decides? Is it the man or the woman? Because in this situation, if it is the woman that has maybe a better opportunity, or she's the one who is saying, okay, I think this is where I think this is where we should raise our children. I think because very good. I remember that then when I was growing up, I was born in Ibadan, but at the point we relocated to Ogun State, and then when I was finishing my primary school education, my dad was like, "We need to relocate back to Ibadan," and my mom was like, "Why? Your job has not relocated you back to Ibadan. Why do we need to relocate back to Ibadan?" And it was like, because there's a particular secondary school that I have envisioned before I even got married that my children must attend. Trust me, that's the secondary school I attended. Yeah, it had to happen. It must happen because I've not. I'm still talking about starting all over again now. I've not gotten to the religious aspect of the man is the head of the
mhm.
family. I've not gotten to that part, and I've also not even talked about the power dynamics where we idolize the men and feel like they are the ones that must make decision. We are still coming to the part of who makes the final decision. But let's start with starting all over again. Do you think that men? I mean, yeah, times are changing. A lot of men are now open to some things that maybe the older generation were not. I mean, thinking of, but it feels unfair. I'm going to, I think I won't be emotional right now. It feels unfair.
You're
So
right, you're
yeah,
right. We've
yeah.
all had
I
our
mean,
fair share of
I
that.
I just want you to, like, shed more light on that part, because
Yeah.
inequality is real at the end of the day.
Well, thank you very much for that. Like I would say in the scenario that you have given, that maybe we are already here in the abroad
Yeah,
and you're just changing maybe city or even within the European Union
yeah,
country
yeah.
or something. That is where communication comes in. Number one, I believe before any partner would start applying for jobs outside where you have originally agreed to live, there should have been communication about it.
Unfortunately,
Considering the
sometimes.
fact that interview systems here is not like where we come from, that maybe you go for physical interview and that is maybe when you know just maybe a stage or something. You pass through first, second, third. Some people even fourth, some people even go there physically.
Yeah.
There must have been, for you to be going through that phase, is it that you're hiding from your partner,
Or you stubbornly choose to do
or
it.
you felt I can do it? There must be a motive. That's the word. Behind you initially applying outside your residential place at first. There must be a motive. It's the motive about the family now that we all know about it. Maybe we want more money. Maybe we believe, oh, this area, we don't want this area again. We want to enrich our kids with other schools, we want to be open to some other cultures, or maybe there are more opportunities for this person. Maybe the man in the home and the woman can try, can still fit in, or maybe it's for the woman, the man can still fit in. Or your motive is, I'm running away from responsibility. I want to be on my own. Or I don't care. So far, I am earning much.
Everybody will be all right.
Yeah. So now you should understand. Thank God we are here. All of us have spent 1 or 2 years and we've seen how it works here. I believe, except you don't have kids yet, or you don't really have a vision for yourself and your children and your home and family, we know one person working is not really sustainable
Yeah.
out here, except you want to lie to yourself. It is not sustainable. And you being stubborn about it, saying, I want to go and apply, I don't care about the other person. That is why I'm always open. Can you sign an undertaking? Hope it's not like when I leave everything here now and follow you, and you know that there is nothing for me over there. After a few months, you will start reacting. I'm the only one. The burden is too much.
But where is the place of love if we are signing if we are signing an agreement?
We are always forgetting we are all humans.
Hmm.
And sometimes when pressure is much, what we don't even think we can do, we will start doing them.
Good. So this is leading me to the next question that I have. Signing an agreement. I remember that there was somebody was discussing at the point like, okay, if you want to lend money to someone and you don't want problems, probably make an agreement. Good. It's a very good one. But like I said, where is the place of love when you are actually signing an agreement? And if we accept to sign an agreement so that everything can wind in the future, and then we bring out the agreement, it leads me to the point where you mentioned people riding on the policies of the new location. For example, somebody leaves Nigeria, somebody leaves an African country to maybe Europe, and then they sign an agreement that you will not leave me, I will not leave you, whatever, 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 like that. And then they get to this new location, the one party is already acting up, and then almost all the time, it's the woman that is always saying that the other person is acting up. Now, I'm not saying that it's true
No,
or not,
maybe on the part
but
of you as a woman. The men will also say the women are acting up because they are riding now on the leverage of, they have more leverage here as a woman in the
ex-
society and
exactly. So it's
regarding law.
mostly the woman that would say that men would say they're riding on the policies because obviously, women and children are um, um, somehow covered. I'm looking for the perfect word, but I cannot find it. Like somehow covered from there's restraint from abuse and all these other things, especially on women and children because they are seen as the very vulnerable set of people. So if the woman then brings out the agreement that Lagbaja, Omo Lagbaja, this is what we talked about. This was our agreement, and then she brings it into the maybe it becomes maybe like a court case. A divorce is being, processed, something in that line. These men, we would say that they are riding on policies, whereas they're the ones who are aversion. They're the ones who are going away, going astray from what the plan actually was in the beginning. How do we then balance that?
Okay, well, thank you. Like I mentioned earlier that we are all humans. As I am growing in life, I've come to realize that whatever the situation, love yourself first. And when it
Okay.
comes, yes,
There's
love
the
yourself
statement of love your neighbor as
first.
yourself too. Okay.
Yeah, so if you don't love yourself, what you don't have, you cannot give it out. Love yourself first. Some people are comfortable being house proud. They don't care, whatever you are bringing. We've seen so many scenarios. Two of you don't have to relocate. If it is working there and it is working for the other person here, sometimes one can go ahead to test the waters. The
But that
strong,
one that goes to test the waters could also get lost in the waters. Sha. Okay, but let's fight that.
yeah, that's now left to the two of you. If you have agreed, it's based on agreements. You agreed to let your partner go and
Mm-hmm.
test the waters. And maybe along the line, we all know when you get a new job, there's probation period and all
Mm-hmm.
that. We are here already. We are now talking based on facts, what we have experienced. No more, oh, what if, what if? There
Mm-hmm.
are structures here. You can't get job immediately and just say, oh, we are you still have probation period.
Yeah.
You have a standard of, you look for house there. You have a standard of life you're already living, the number of kids you have. If we go there now, and maybe my husband or my wife quits his or her job, and we are relying on my own job, is it going to be sustainable?
Mm.
Now we are dealing with facts, not like when we are back in Africa and we don't know what we are expecting. We are already here.
Yeah.
You living Cottbus, relocating to Berlin. You know what house rent is saying there. You know what bills are saying there. And now people are even advising that don't take your kids to public school. Most people I'm seeing now, they take their kids to private school because of the quality of education and everything for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know the type of life you are living in Cottbus with your earnings. And just because one person gets an offer in Berlin, is it sustainable for you people? This is practical. Is it sustainable? It is practical. Don't let us even use Berlin. We know that even if your partner moves along between Berlin, there's even more chance that the person will get
Yeah.
job. There are some core places. Okay, let's use our court books, for example. By magic, maybe you are staying in Essen. One partner got a job in court books. If your partner's German is not strong enough, there is there is less than 20% chance that the person will get job in this court books. No. So why are you deceiving yourself? We have to be factual here.
Yeah.
I've also come to situations whereby my partner has to go and work in another place and it comes back maybe every 2 weeks. Yes, because we know it is not sustainable if we move the whole family down there. The rent there, even if it is not triple of what we have here, it is still better. And as a family, I believe we all have plans on ground ahead. You cannot just say we are relocating. Maybe one partner is in the language school. Are you done with it? Maybe you are doing a course. Are you done with it? Maybe someone that is doing the master's or BSc here in maybe BTU. Are you done with it? Because you get a job. So are you going to pull out from the school that you have to attend physical class? This thing, it is practical. If you're already living in the abroad, it is practical. Will the income sustain you guys when you're going there? Is there a future for your partner when the person pulls out from whatever he or she is doing here? If you notice, all these power tools kind of tends to end at home when we get here and reality strike us. We don't even know when we drop the power to Zulu. When in reality, when we are faced with it. Because even you staying in a place like Codus that is a low maintenance place, you know what you are still paying.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to move to another place, and you know that maybe your partner has nothing going on yet. And in the next 1 year, maybe their plan, their grooming cannot yield anything yet. And what you guys are even planning towards for the person is not even available in the location. If you are realistic, it is the best bet for you is to go and test the waters and have mutual understanding. That is, there must be understanding. There must be a leverage. There must be a balanced ground for you two.
Okay, thank you so much. I think I have about 3 more questions to ask, and then I don't know if there's anybody in the call that would also like to ask questions. You can feel free to raise your hands, then I will call you to ask your question or your contribution to this topic. So fine, perfectly understood that when there's supposed to be relocation or when relocation comes into the question for anyone, then proper communication must come into the picture. In the case where one party is willing to move, who is probably the person who is bringing the idea of relocation, and the other person is not willing to move, what can we do? In addition to that question, we all know that our culture and religion plays a very vital role in almost everything, practically everything that we do. What effects do you think this also has, culture and religion now, has on decision making in this aspect?
Yeah, I
Who
think
has to bow? Let's just be very realistic. Who is the person that has to bow to who at this point? I mean, I'm not trying to project that
yeah,
there
just
has
to be
to be a fight,
realistic.
but yeah, I mean, it's something that is, it happens everywhere. It happens all around us where somebody gets a job. It's really eye pain. You look at it and you're like, I make we move me. Then you think about some other things. And you think about some other things. I mean, for a lot of us, we're thinking about our children. We're thinking about the cost of living. We're thinking about the fact that, okay, do we really need to move because of this distance? I mean, this change in maybe, just as an example, 10K increase in your annual income is what is making you move. By the time you look at that 10K increase, when it is divided into 12, and you see the netto, you'll be thinking that, have I made a mistake? So I'm just thinking in that line, like, if one person now says, okay, me, you, for example, you just said it, I will not choose to live in the US and raise my children there. If, for example, your partner says tomorrow, oh, sorry, that kind of thing cannot come ASAP, Abby. In the next 3 months, we'll be relocating to the US. What? And you don't want to go. You really don't want to go. What would you do then? Also thinking about your religion and your cultural background.
Thank you very much again for
Yeah.
that question. We cannot really displace the place of religion and cultural background, yeah. Because I could remember when I got here also, I do not like the community of a religious group that is here. I wanted a more vibrant community. And my partner is like, is that why we are here? I remember that I was the stubborn one that really wants to live here. Like, oh, this is not the type of abroad I envisage. When I start having kids, type of environment, the type of things, type of life. At least I know the type of life we are living back home. The type of life I'm living, my family. Our coming here. The whole thing. What type of house is this? Blah blah blah. And I
Well,
remember he told me something. That is why I said, your partner. What type of relationship are you having? Your partner should be someone you can trust their judgment. He told me something. He said, can you just live here for 1 year and see if your perspective will change or not? Not just that. He gave me things to work on. He said, I will connect you with some people, make friends with them, chat with them, and learn about life on the other side where they are, so that you have more insights. You are just going based on, I want this, I want that, I don't like this place. Da, 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 da. And lo and behold, I think when there is proper communication and it doesn't come from a place of
selfishness
command,
or selfishness.
selfishness, rule, if you trust your partner enough, and he said, ask them. I made friends, I started asking, I started checking, and I realized within 1 year, things that I have achieved here, they are still struggling with achieving half over there with one person's income. And he told me, now you are saying we should move, we should move. Have you even come with the realization of what you want to do in Deutschland? Which direction are you going? Because I believe that should aid your relocation. Well, that is just my own personal example. But in the case of who should bow, like I said, when it comes to bowing, I thank God that gradually, which I'm very, very happy with, we are now trying to separate ourselves from cultural belief, myths, and facts.
Mhm.
When someone is hammering on let's relocate, and you know that where your partner is relocated, probably you've not even gotten a job, there is no chance for your own career there. That is
Mhm.
why I came up with test waters. Oh, you still have your probation time, but you can still juggle it during probation time. And during that time, put input, put effort. Let me put effort. If you can land myself something to there, we know if you are renting house there, is this. Training of the kids is this. Feeding is this. Can we sustain on your income? So you go and test the waters. My career, let's put it out there. If I could learn something within your probation period. And I think most times when we allow one to go and test the waters, when they actually live there, the thinking and orientation changes. If you have not experienced somewhere, just live on ESC. But when you
Mhm.
actually go there, I remember when my partner was working in Munich, it's already like, oh, we are going, Munich is very, when he spent a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and it's built there just for him, not even a permanent place, just a place he's sleeping during the week, coming back home during the weekend. It's much more above what we are paying as a family here. After 4 months, now Baba started to change my say, I think I'm coming back myself.
Yeah.
So I think where religion and culture plays higher role is back at home.
Hmm.
In civilized world, they are still playing role in terms of who should call the shot, but reality plays more role here.
Okay.
Facts plays more roles here. Yeah. So I would say that.
Okay. So okay. Then this cancels out the statements that the man should then call the shot.
I will say location matters. Location matters.
Okay,
When
how?
I say that, let's take our community, for example, in Nigeria. You get
Mhm.
married as a younger girl, and maybe
Mhm.
you're working in Lagos and your spouse is working in Osogbo. Because of the culture there, the religious belief there, they believe you as a woman can start all over again. But you
Mhm.
in this civilized world, that same partner, Sometimes most men self move because of their wife.
Hmm.
So location actually is a factor that determines that judgment too. I see that it works a lot back home.
Yeah.
It's not really working with the system here.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. That has answered one of my questions actually, because if we look at the way it works back home, it's pretty much different from what we are currently experiencing here. Although some people still make that very irrational decision, not thinking about their spouses, forgetting the fact that if they were in their spouse's shoes, um, they would not be able to make that sacrifice. A lot of women have thriving career in one particular state, and then because the man needs to move, he moves, and then everybody must follow. Same way, back when they move military men and all of that, the whole family will follow them. Then
Mhm,
the child who's probably already in primary three will go back to primary one,
mhm.
and then they stay longer. Their education is
Affected.
disturbed and everything, and then you know the psychological part of it, the mental health and everything that comes with it as well, where the woman probably has to sort a lot of things by herself. I was speaking with a young mom too yesterday, and she was saying, it's only the women that do everything. There's really no way your spouse can help you so much. You end up doing everything because when the child is sick, it's you. When the child needs to feed, it's you. When the child needs to sleep, it's you at the end of the day, because yeah, they are there, they help you with one or two things, but will they breastfeed your child? Fortunately not. Unfortunately, no. And then the worst part of it is when the child is crying, when they are still really young. When the child is crying, they don't even know what is going on. They don't bring the child to you and breastfeed. This child needs to sleep, breastfeed. The child needs to, the child needs to change their diaper. They bring in breastfeed. So at the end of the day, a lot of women are come back with. I know that that's why a lot of people go into postpartum depression, because there's just too much for the woman to do. And then if she's sacrificing her career, for example, where almost all of us here, I believe, are in Europe, you have your child, you automatically have to stay back, maybe 1 or 2 years. You have to stay at home. Your pension in the future is suffering because of all these things. When you relocate from one place also to another and you do not get a job early enough as a woman, your pension is at risk. And then you're not sure about your future at the end of the day. If women sit down and they really think about these things, I feel like the depression that comes from it is even more than the decision of, I mean, it's as a result of this relocation that we're talking about. Well, I still have I'm the moderator of the program, but I personally have my reservations to this topic, because when you see some of the things that are happening around you, you are like, okay, was there enough communication? Was there enough consultation? I mean, did you really do your research? This way that you were also talking about testing waters. Some people don't even test waters. I told them they call a friend. There's money in Germany. Oh. Okay. If you are a student, go on. If you just work for 20 hours, that's one, you see how much you're going to collect, you're going to earn and all of that. The person that's advising them is not married, though.
Mhm.
So a married man and an unmarried, a not yet married man, comparing income and expenditure. I really don't know how that's going to work. I really don't know how that's going to work. But from my side, I'm just going to ask one more question, and it's about factors that could influence relocation. Now, I'm coming from the part of in-laws or extended family. Do they have right to cause for a relocation in anyone's, partnership or relationship or marriage?
Oh, well, I would say categorically no. No
Hmm.
one has rights to call the shots when it comes to relocation. And I really thank our society for more sensitization and more reality checking now about, especially because except we want to deceive ourselves, women are they are the receiving end of this relocation thing most. The ratio is always like 1:20 when it comes to that. It's the woman that is. In fact, you see that situation when it is even 1:20, it's because it is the wife that has the prospects for the japa. Maybe because she's in the nursing career
Hmm.
that they can use, not really because
Hmm.
and mostly it is always because life is in the all this relocation thing that you see man easily succumb to a woman.
Hmm.
Like 1/20 is 1/20 man that you see. 99% of them again is when a woman is in the abroad, not even within Osogbo and Ibadan.
Waiting
Kino and
again.
Lagos,
Waiting again.
Abakaliki and Kaduna automatically believe the woman should relocate.
Yeah.
So when it comes to in-laws, extended family, friends, nobody has the right to
Hmm.
call the shot. I heard, in fact, I heard a message today is even coming from a religious leader. Thank God now, gone are those days that they believe the place of a woman is in the kitchen. No,
Other room.
Yeah. The
That-
message is even from a religious leader today that marriage is not your purpose in life as a girl child. He
Hmm.
said it's going to offend so many people and he does not care. That your purpose in life as any human being, be it man or woman, is not marriage.
Hmm.
Everyone has their own purpose, which they have been created for. Marriage is just one of the things we encounter in life. Like we encounter friendship, the family which you are born to, also the family which you are created. Your purpose itself is different. He says, why is it that when you see women maybe above 45 years now to 60 years in service, before you see women at the top, they are scarce.
Hmm.
And you'll be saying, why is our women not at the end of 5 years? He said, you girls have limited yourself to the statement of your purpose in life is marriage. Let me shall finish school and get married.
Hmm.
Number one thing that I believe, number one harm you can do to yourself is when you believe your purpose in life is marriage. That is when all your life will revolve around that marriage. You don't even care about your career. You don't care about whatever shots the partner is taking. So far you are married, you are going. No. Even presently in the Nigeria today that we are talking about, the person with the higher stakes calls the shot of my sister and brothers in the Lord. You cannot have a partner living in Lagos, working with your oil company firm and earning like a good amount of money. And you are there in SLK, working in the local government, earning wages, level 8, level 10, and you want that to move to SLK with you. You are just deceiving yourself. So when I would say, even when you want to marry someone that is in line with your purpose in life, so that when it comes to issues like relocation, you guys will be on the same page. So nobody has the right to call the shot when it comes to relocation. And now, that's why I said location matters on the decision making. Here, we've seen so many factors that are causing relocation. Your bill, everything, is language, is DSF, is calling the shots here. But back home, people are shouting Tinubu era. Things are getting expensive. And you're lucky enough to have a girl that has business that's already calling shots in real estate company, like real estate world, there in Lagos. And you know that real estate is moving fast. And you want to stand up, I am the man. Except the lady does not know what she's doing.
Hmm.
That's a pandemic of the man waiting for you. Or I've read so many stories. In fact, I think I saw it in one home video of recent. The lady is working on the island and she's staying there. She has a decent job. The man too, I think he's also working on the island, but he stays on the mainland. Marriage comes in. The man is, no, it's not right though. How can a man move into a woman's house?
Hmm.
The lady is trying to explain that, okay, even if you don't want to come to my present apartment, not like you are moving in, you'll be paying the rent now. As now, let's look for another apartment around here and move there so that we like we both moved together. The guy insisted that no, mainland is okay, it's economical, and the house is still decent, blah 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 blah. Involve the ladies family members. No, the aunties like Tokola, your husband's one is the final. Da, 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 da. Sorry to say, don't let me say 99% of the time, but 98% of the time, after so many years, when you see men that are so hell-bent on not being realistic, they have another motive underneath. It does not always work out for the woman.
Hmm.
In whatever you do, in whatever relationship you choose to take, having a partnership, marriage, blah, 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 have a career. Except you have not had something set up for yourself before you relocate, even if at all, there are some situations whereby I knew I was born and brought up in Oshobo. I don't see myself as well having my family in Oshobo.
Okay.
I personally does not want it. In situations whereby you also have some plans and aspirations for yourself, it's fine. Don't let it be blind. It's because you want to satisfy or
Hmm.
feed another man's ego. You want to pamper it for him, or because you want to look a certain way to the society or family, or you want to follow the normal routine that is on ground. Normal routine will not live your life for you. Let it
Yeah.
be something that you also want.
Yeah.
You don't have anything going on before. Okay, it's not like starting all over again. Getting there, I'm still
It's
starting
still
from
the
the starting
beginning.
that I have. Yeah. You've seen situations where you're working in a firm, if you have the opportunity to write your firm to maybe transfer it to another branch or so, but you will see
Hmm.
some malicious people hell bent on resign and come.
Hmm.
We have to watch out for underlying tones sometimes. It's coming from, like you said, a place of selfishness and ego. Underlying tones matters. We can work things out. While we are still planning for marriage, we can, okay, let's leave ourselves. Let me start looking for another job in that location. Person that is staying in Oshogbo, you can't compare the person staying in Lagos. The rent, everything will be higher there. You are
Yeah.
not sustainable for us, your job. How much are you earning? 150,000, 180,000. If the man doesn't, my sister, dust your slippers. You've not entered into it. I saw something in the chat now that what if the man does not want? That is why it is important. Be on the same page with your spouse, because no matter what you say when it comes to marriage or partner, location is a factor inside it. So all these must be addressed. Make sure it's not for selfish reasons. It's not for malicious intent. It's what you both agreed on. Know your partner. Trust your partner enough that if I'm in this situation, will he or she be willing to do the same for
To
me
sacrifice the same thing. That's the question.
before you go all out and sacrifice? And you
Yeah.
see, that is why a lot of, let me say, women regret these days. And they will be like, after all I have done for you, fine, it might not be monetary. It might not be, I built 4-bedroom flat for you. I bought Lamborghini for you. But
Especially the
the
sacrifices.
time they have wasted in which they cannot build themselves to achieve their purpose in life cannot be gotten. Because even if you say at 55, you want to leave him and leave him, is it that time you start going back to school? Fine, you can still go back to school. This is another topic on its own. Me, I used to say it's not just, someone said in the comment that any man that does not want to have a career as a woman is already a red flag. I don't even say red flag. I say red banner. Banner, signboard that is very, very glaring.
Run, oh. Yeah.
Very glaring, because when you ask successful couples, power couples, how they have been doing it, you will see that they both love each other the way they love themselves. When I see myself growing, I see my partner growing in place of career. And that is why out here, I've experienced men, even our black men, taking out paternity leave to stay with the child. Because they knows that the woman, probably she's earning more than him or something. Or maybe you just got a new career. And if you decide to take paternity leave when you have not spent 2 years, she's going to be affected. I used to say, God bless Western culture sometimes. It kind of resets some things. It makes us unlearn and relearn some things. It
Yeah.
makes us see some things in new perspective. And I also thank God for the teachings that is going on out there these days. Choose yourself first so that you will not live with regret. See, even most quarrels that go on in the home and everything, by the time you people face Lagos traffic 4 a.m. in the morning, wake up and rush in 4 a.m. By the time you come back, you'll have even talked to each other before you forgot that we are fighting. But when one is at home, looking at the ceiling, you will remember again that, you said this to me yesterday. It even solves a lot of things.
Yeah, actually.
You brought in the place of religion. I've forgotten the name of the pastor. He said, as a woman, if you have your money, it's not because maybe when you divorce or separate that you have everything going down. No, you're still in pain. You're still not working out. But at least you will not think about, what do I want to eat?
Yeah. I remember that I think we discussed this one time too. That's the reason why quite a number of people in the older generation didn't leave their marriages was because they actually cannot fend for themselves. So
But
the thing about divorce right now, and then if you're looking at the rate of divorce currently compared to then, is higher because a lot of women are educated. They are doing well and they feel like, okay, if you're going to be trampling on my own life and my destiny, it's better I just stay on my own. But for these older women, I'm using older women because I don't want to use maybe our parents' generation now. You get what I mean? A lot of them could not make such decisions because they're like, who will take care of my children? Let me just be managing. Then you be hearing your grandmothers be saying, I'm authority. Like, I just endured. Yes, it's saying it in English now. I just endured the whole thing and all of that. But it's just because they cannot actually fend for themselves. They cannot, if they leave, their family members don't even have what it takes to also help them. So it's not the best decision. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. I just want to ask if there's anybody with question. I also checked the chat now. Yeah. At the end of the day, there's a comment. The extent of our speaker is fire. Our speaker is fire. The extent of love you get is equivalent to the love you give yourself. Yeah, self-love comes into the picture. At the end of the day, it depends on the woman. If you start bending backwards every time and sacrificing too much, the man will continue demanding until you have nothing to give. And that's where you see that people now, after already being abused emotionally several times, and the woman probably says, okay, at this point, I will not let it continue. Then physical abuse comes into the picture. Then the woman probably also tries to self-defense, and then everything just boomerangs. So yeah, I think one of the issues that I've realized is that a lot of women do not know what they want even before they go into the marriage.
God
So
bless
they
you.
just tend to follow. Wherever you lead me, I will follow you. And then I feel also that the men feel like they are also not contributing anything, but they may not be able to tell them. And it's just, I mean, all of this that we are doing, webinars, calls like this, putting up this kind of meetings is also because we are also going to post this on YouTube, on our YouTube channel to awaken women also. You need to do something. You cannot just sit down and lounge around and expect the man to get everything done for you, or keep bending all the time when you can actually bring out empirical facts about, okay, if you say you want us to move, are you thinking about this? 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 Or, oh, we are moving. Okay, no problem. We move. And then when you get there, you start complaining. Why didn't you say anything from the beginning? That's what the man will even ask you. I'm very sure. Men, very, very straightforward. He's woman that will be packaging the whole thing. Why didn't you say it? Why didn't you mention this? I wasn't even thinking about it in this line. But when you mention it, when you speak up about all these things too, communication can come from this whole thing. If he's not thinking this way, you have helped him. That see you, this I think this is going to be in a way disadvantageous. Or I think that if we follow this route, it seems I've also done my research. If you move to so place, we're going to encounter so thing. It could also influence whatever decision the man is going to make. But for a lot of women, you're just sitting there, you're just being like, our culture says that the man is the head of the family and is the decision maker. Or my mommy told me that this is the way it has to be done, and then you have to follow it like that. But it doesn't work like that anymore, so to say. But yeah, I don't know if there's anybody with question or contribution. Daekrin
I think
stock
someone
is
is
yeah,
raising,
your hand
yeah.
is up. Yeah, you can please unmute and let's have you.
Okay. Yeah. Good evening, everyone,
Good
and
evening.
thanks a lot, our speaker. You did justice to most of, I mean, everything. Yeah. But not just to. I would have said, okay, you women have actually hijacked this this whole thing, as everything actually tilted towards kind of more on women, if I want to say it like that. But um, life is I mean, no one can actually say it's more than what we can actually plan ahead, and anything can actually happen. And maybe just for so that it won't sound like a bit biased. I mean, it's both sides also. You know, we've seen men, uh, bring their women into the country. They raise them, they train them, and at the end, they just have to leave the man. And which boils down to I mean, to what our speaker said. You must understand the purpose. You must understand the purpose, and there must be discussion, and there must be sacrifice. Why sometimes I don't really like to talk about men, uh if I use the word, sliding their women, and women doing the same thing, is I just like to use my own example. I want to build a family, and at the same time I want to actually I want what is good for my partner, which boils down to a point of sacrifice. And one thing of also I've seen with most of these white people is that they have a certain timeline. For example, until our children finish this certain area, none of us is going anywhere. So you don't even have it in your mind that you want to go anywhere. And this is the kind of orientation I think most of us need to start having. When you have kids, you can say, okay, for the next 5 years we are not even planning it, so it's not even in the plan of maybe you need to move. And people, I mean, because most of this in now tends towards couples, there must be discussion. You must talk. And like our speaker said, it should not be one, the moment one party is actually biased, it's just a matter of time bomb. It will actually show. So just to add to what the speaker has actually said, it's not more of, I mean, to me, I would say it's not, maybe from our culture there, we see it as, women has to be at the receiving end, but, it's both sides. When you listen to most of the stories here and abroad, it can be both sides. But, for those who have actually decided to actually make things work out, there should be time for discussion. And both parties, I mean, there should be time to, let go. And it should not be only on the women's side, because sometimes the man just come, okay, we have to go. And the woman say, okay, let's go. No, at times it has to be, for example, there are, if I'm just trying to check the job market, once I see location, I don't even send my, that job, I don't even send my CV, to the extent that I will not get to interview. Then you'll not be enticing me with the salary. And no, because, so those are the kind of mentality I think men also should also have. in, going forward. And, there should be, yeah, I think the underlying part as it relates to partners, everybody should be sincere with themselves. And if I would tilt to more of the women, women also should, like one of the participants said, you cannot always bend for a man. I mean, he's not rebellious, you understand? Even the moment you don't talk, some men don't even like it. You understand? You should be able to present options. What if we do it? If we do it like this, we do it like this. So don't give an impression that, the man will just, okay, anything I tell this woman, she will take it. Bring options, be outspoken. And like they always say, the reason why there's always misunderstanding, agreement in discussion is when we do not really understand when to say it and how to say it. So that's just what I want to put there. The basic thing is going with someone that's really, I mean, when there is no, what's it called, selfish interest there, and communicating in a way that both parties actually will understand. So I think that's just what I have to add to it.
Thank you. Yeah. Any other person would like to?
Well, I think I have a little contribution.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for that contribution from you, sir. I think these days we should also try any available opportunity that we have with teenagers, our children, the youth. We should be realistic and tell them the truth. So many things that we are being lied to while we're growing up. We should try and change it. Let the change start from us. No, fine. Our parents might not really call us that. Your purpose in life, because I can't remember my mom telling me that our purpose in life is to get married. But tell me a situation whereby, as a girl child, you sit down and maybe you're not praising your leg, and the next jab they throw at you, when you get to your husband's house. Tell me when they ask you to do a particular house chore, and you're not doing it, and say, hey, you cannot see your husband the way you're doing. They've subtly
framed
let
us
you
to,
believe that everything is all about getting to your husband's house, doing something in husband's house. And with that intent, most people lose their voice along the line, like the last speaker said. They don't even know when to stand up for themselves. They will think they are being rebellious.
Yeah.
They don't even know when to demand things for themselves. Same thing as men. They say, leave him now. You want to put wife in your home like this. Is that how you be directing your house? Is that how you will be teaching your children? And what? They are making them feel like they must always call the shots. That is when most of us now face the reality. The woman will be like, my voice is not heard. You don't allow me to contribute. The man will be like, you are going against me. I should always call the shots. We should try with the present generation. Whosoever will come across with, let us pass down reality other than culture and beliefs. Fine, it might work for them those days. Things have changed. Now we both went to work 8 to 5 p.m. Picking up the children in the school. I'm coming in the traffic, I'm still buying soup ingredients. And the plate we use for breakfast is in the sink, and you got home before me, and you're still sitting down. And I'm still coming back to quickly come and go. The least you can do, clean up that space for me to make the dinner. And while I am making the dinner, be in charge of the kids' own fun with them. Not like waiting. When I finish the dinner, I will still want to come and sit down with the kids to do their own fun. Still go and shower for them. No. So when we start presenting to our young ones the reality and facts, I think it will help them when they get to that stage that now it's about us. Let us talk. Let us dialogue. What
Let
are
us
we
be rebellious.
expecting in the next 5 years, 10 years? Where are we going? What do we want to achieve? Because people used to say now these days, marriage is not even based on love. It's like partnership. It's like a business. And what do I live to gain from you? What are you gaining from me? What can we achieve in the next?
What do you want to bring to the table? Okay.
Yeah. By the time, you love to give birth, like you said, in most European countries, thank God for Germany, that you can leave your child as young as 2 months. While I was, the last picnic we had with the mothers were discussing, I'm like boasting that, I left my babies at 5 months plus, so they started targets with that. And one just stood up that, no, I'm still the babala of you guys all. 2 months. Because
Wow.
my career, if I don't do it at that point, I'm going to miss a major opportunity. And thank God I'm on the same face with my husband
Mm.
on that.
Yeah.
And they are the only one, even we that we are outside, see the dividends of the woman's career in the home today, except you want to lie, except your husband wants to lie to himself.
Mm.
Because it is not easy, especially this location that we are in Cottbus, for a woman to be earning above 5K after netto.
Ah. Okay, no problem.
Not to even talk. So I will see it. It's worked for them. And they are
Mm.
both enjoying it now. Did the child die? No. But again, you should understand what works for A might not work for B.
Yeah.
Sit down. Dialogue. It is about me. It is about you now. Let us be on a common ground. How can we
Yeah.
make this work? Let us present the younger ones, our children, with facts
Mm.
and not myths, and not passed on religious beliefs and
Yeah.
cultures to them. If you
Yeah.
find yourself in so place tomorrow, it is not going to work like it's working for me and your daddy. You will face it on your own.
Mm.
Let them
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. There's another hand up, Rachel.
Hi, thank you. Sorry,
Hi.
quickly, just to buttress the points that Mr. Bayode made, because our speaker has actually said everything there today. But I just remember that it's actually very true that even though the women are disadvantaged when it comes to deciding to relocate, at the same time, sometimes when it comes to us being in dialogue, we have to also be considerate because, like, I personally know of someone who pressured their husband to relocate to somewhere that is more expensive, right? And then they get there, and she's also now expecting him to take on more jobs, which is really not realistic because they have kids. One person has to be at home. And then she's always like, oh, but you're the provider because, of course, the husband is usually providing when they're in Nigeria. But now
Mm-hmm.
they're in a new place. She has to change her mindset and know that, okay, it's not only just be asking my husband for money, especially when I'm the one that brought us to this place when we could have gone somewhere better, somewhere cheaper. So I feel like that pressure can really cause a man to also become quite depressed. So,
Yeah.
yes, a man usually has the upper hand, especially when you're thinking of relocating from Nigeria. But, when you're also giving dialogue, you have to consider the other side in a really considerate manner, and the decision making has to be for both sides. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, both parties must not be selfish in whatever we are thinking to do, because the purpose of relocation would then be defeated if it is for the betterment of the the betterment of, I mean, whatever partnership or relationship that both parties are in. So I don't know if there's no other person who would like to make any contribution, then we should end this session already. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been really interesting and educating for me, and I believe for every one of us as well. Thank you all so much also for the contributions. Thank you, our speaker. It's really beautiful to have you here today. And you have done justice to this discussion. Some conversations are going on the chat. I don't know whether, let me see if I could look them up just so that, um, okay. So somebody's saying things have changed. Both hands should be on deck for things to work out. Deficiency on one is time bomb. Okay. And then a woman is asking the question, so no more soft life. Who is supposed to live the soft life and who is supposed to live the hard
The
life?
hard life.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, I know it's on a very light, the lighter note. So yeah, thank you all so much. As already mentioned, this would be posted on the YouTube channel, on our Instagram channel, Instagram page as well. So anyone would like to watch or anyone who would like to share with other people also, you would be able to do so. Just watch out for our status or personal messages on when it would be broadcasted. I believe it's on Monday at 6 p.m. every Monday. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, I enjoyed myself, I would say, because I don't think it's but yeah, it's good that we are finally able to discuss something as pressing as this. And I look forward to seeing you all again for the next program. And yeah, thank you, speaker.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much. Have a very beautiful weekend. See you all next time.